Hello and welcome to the Crypto Jungle roller coaster ride. We are here to talk about Bitcoin, the crypto space, and we try to keep it honest. We try and keep it relatively non-hyped. So if you're new to this channel and you're looking for an honest YouTuber in a very dishonest space, then hit the subscribe button. I stream every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So today's video, we're going to talk about Bitcoin. We are on some pretty crucial support. We're in an accumulation, we're in a consolidation pattern that we're trying to determine whether it is accumulation or distribution. And yeah, without any further ado, let's just go ahead and dive right into the charts and see what we can see. So starting out with the king of all crypto, taking a look at Bitcoin on the daily, we just got our daily close on Bitcoin. So we've got our, it looks as though we closed at our key support level. So for those new to the channel, we practice Wyckoff. Wyckoff is basically looking at the consolidation or the trading range and trying to determine strength. Now, this consolidation right here is not exactly something that I would characterize as a strong consolidation. It does look rather weak and in its structure, and I'm really not liking this folding over of the price action. We have an inability to kind of pass the midway line of this trading range. So we're at a very crucial point. There are a lot of people that have downside targets that they are waiting for before they inject capital back into the system. There is a lack of trading volume overall. So lack of trading volume overall when it's no supply and no demand, it's just lack of interest, lack of participation. When there's no participation, there's no price action. So we've been trading sideways. So I think at this point, what we could hope for the bulls is to continue to trade sideways. If we're going to start breaking down below some key levels, however, I would be expecting some pretty, bearish price targets. So the level I'm looking at right now is actually this area of the sign of weakness. I'm just going to make this yellow so that you can see it a little bit better. So 28.8, okay? If we break below 28.8, we're going to have to look at some of these other support levels. So how I determine support levels, how I try and find key price target areas is I look back to the left of the chart and I try to find areas of breakouts. The breakout is going to show you that significant resistance. When you have that significant resistance break and you come back down to rest on it, that's going to be your support level. So I'm just going to grab the rectangle tool. We can see a little bit of a breakout right here. This is right at around the $25,000 level, so we can mark that down there. That would be a support level. I would be expecting if we started breaking down, we'd be looking anywhere from $27,000 to $24,000 down in that level. We got a little bit of a consolidation here before the breakout. I would consider this to be a more valid breakout or a stronger support level rather. So we're definitely going to mark that one down. And that unfortunately is down at the $19,000 to $20,000 range. Now, I'm not saying that these levels have to hit. I'm just trying to prepare yourself mentally so that in the event we get a breakdown, in the event we do, start to break down below 28.8, you have kind of this, you've already come to terms with the expected levels that we could most likely see. Below that as well, you can see the support of this consolidation range would potentially bring a wick if we had the market overreact as a result of getting down to around the $20,000 range. If 20,000 doesn't hold, even just for a little bit, you're going to have a lot of stops down there. You're going to have a lot of panic down there. So I would not be surprised if we ended up somewhere around the $16,300 level with a wick in the event that we do head down to those levels. Now, to me, this is not a big deal. I'm very bullish on crypto long term. We are seeing incredible amounts of adoption, both from the enterprise solutions of big businesses incorporating cryptocurrency into their commerce, and we're seeing the hedge funds, and we're seeing the institutional buyers of wanting to have this asset class on their balance sheet. So the adoption of cryptocurrency is not something that I have any wavering thoughts on, but the markets are the markets, okay? And we are in a macro downtrend, so we need to kind of You need to be on guard and realize that most of the retail investors are thinking very short term. You know, you're coming to YouTube, you're coming to places like here and other channels on a daily basis to get the crypto updates. Hedge fund managers and, you know, institutional interests, they're not doing the daily updates. They're looking at the weekly charts, they're looking at the monthly charts, they're thinking in terms of quarters. It's a very different world that the retail investor lives in compared to the macro investor. So the macro investor, they're going to really kind of be chill and be able to handle these drawdowns. You know, they wouldn't mind buying at 30,000 and watching it go back down to 16 because, you know, that's just the short-term price targets. The adoption of crypto is moving right along, and we can see that in the on-chain metrics. We can see the amount of new addresses. That's kind of the easiest metric that you can use to measure adoption. There's more and more addresses, there's more and more users coming online. Really that simple. So long term, not worried. Short term, trying to prepare you guys for these types of price targets. So just, you know, keep in mind that these are definitely valid. Hello, Freediz, how's it going? So let's take a look at a couple NFT coins, because the NFT space has really been the only space that's kind of shown any follow through in any of the setups. The NFT space is actually really, it's an interesting space to be an investor in, because it's very hard to figure out what's the best way to make money off of NFTs. Do you buy the governance tokens for the protocols and the platforms that the NFTs are sold, or do you buy the underlying assets themselves? In the case of something like Axie Infinity, let's actually pull up the AXS chart. In the case of Axie Infinity, we've seen that both are correct. You know, by being a participant in this ecosystem in the form of the governance token has been very rewarding. For those who got into the call that we had in my group, we're still up considerably on this trade. We're looking at a 200% from a significant drawdown as well. So congratulations to those who did take that trade. There aren't too many 200% trades in the ecosystem right now, so awesome that you guys were able to participate in that. Just waiting patiently for a move. Yeah, I mean, it's patience is the name of the game. Warren Buffett, you know, I'm paraphrasing here, but Warren Buffett said I'm not quoting him because I'm paraphrasing, but basically what he said is the market is the place where the impatient hand over their money to the patient, okay? And patience can be interpreted in a lot of different ways. Patience can be interpreted in the time parameters that you keep your investments active, but it can also be interpreted as the trader who waits for the right setup. If you don't have the right setup, yeah, you don't have the right setup, and you have to wait because these markets are cyclical, and what happened in the past will happen in the future. It's just the time parameters between those 2 points can often be something that most retail investors are not willing to wait for. You know, they get into crypto, they're like, yeah, let's make some money, I need to get rich now. And the reality is they're just forcing setup, or they're forcing a situation that's not advantageous. Whereas if they just sat on their capital, did not put their capital to work, and waited for those truly advantageous opportunities, then you would see growth in your portfolio. If you want a nice place to know where these advantageous opportunities of growth lie, then join the links down below. We can do our best to help facilitate patience and understanding what an opportunity looks like in the form of a price candle. So if you are interested at all, links down below. 50% off your first month with the coupon code WELCOME. So hope to see you in the Johnny P, hey, how's it going? Yeah, so let's take a look at AXS. I think we're at the point now where we could probably start to determine, we're in blue sky breakout. So blue sky breakout, we don't have price structure of the past to really sit down as support. We do have a few areas that we could consider support levels, but they're quite down there. So let's just, you know, reserve this area as kind of a worst case scenario. I think $10, that's a hell of a retracement. So when you're in blue sky breakout, you're gonna wanna go for kind of those psychological levels in confluence with other tools such as the Fibonacci retracements. So I'm gonna use a Fibonacci retracement on this guy right here. I'm gonna go from the swing low to what I'm determining is very likely to be the swing high at this point. And so we would be looking right at around 20 bucks. It looks like the retracement has a potential to be completed right at the 382 is a very healthy retracement level for an asset that is in a strong bullish trend. That's kind of how I interpret these levels. The 382, if we hold support at the 382, we are very bullish. If we hold support at the 0.5, we're moderately bullish. And if we hold support at the 618, it's potential trend reversal type territory. So if we hold this level right at around 19, 20, 25, that would be a very good place for us to hold. If not, we'll have to see how this progresses. But it has gone up in value quite a bit. The tokenomics of it are actually quite interesting. I think there's only 55 million tokens in circulation currently, with 700 million tokens total supply, maybe 270. I can't remember. Anyways, the circulating supply of AXS is only twice that of Bitcoin. So its ability to kind of go up in value is actually, it's there. My only concern, you know, from a breeder's point of view, I do breed Axies, is that, you know, you need 4 of these AXS tokens to breed, plus the SLP, which is an entirely different thing. So if this gets to the point of getting to, you know, in excess of $25 per coin, you're talking about $100 in fees just to have the permission to breed an Axie, which is quite steep. You know, me as a breeder, I bought most of what my plans were at lower levels, so I can ride my stack of AXS for a while. But yeah, circulating supply 60 million. 60 million? 60 billion. No, yeah, 60 million. Okay, awesome. Thank you, Harry. Awesome. Max supply 270. I knew the second one I felt more right about. Yeah, so, you know, it definitely has room for price appreciation, but again, you know, what is that going to actually do to the Axie Infinity economy if breeders have to pay, you know, $100 or $200 in fees just for the permission to breed? We'll have to see. It's interesting. I'm actually quite happy to see this one retrace a little bit. I'm happy to see SLP retrace back down to around 25 cents. I think that that's kind of the better game for long-term growth inside of the ecosystem. Clear-headed analysis, no FOMO, excellent ideas. We'll spread the word. Thank you, T. Yeah, that's what we try to do here. You know, I'm a small YouTuber, got 4,000 subs. Nobody's knocking on my door to kind of, you know, prey upon my emotions of, hey, a sponsorship deal. And to be quite honest, the brand of the channel is to be honest. So if I ever take on some sort of sponsorship, I'm telling you right now, it's because I actually believe in the product. So you're never going to be shilled here. We have a strong community that helps keep this channel alive. And that's the bread and butter. I do this as a passion project. I make my money in crypto. I make more money in crypto than I do on the channel, but I'm here to kind of help and support. Okay, so let's take a look at some of these other NFT projects. One that's kind of grabbed my group's attention is Sand. Sand looking like it's got some nice structure to it. I have not charted this one yet. We're gonna get a fresh chart here. You can see this downtrend, right? Let's actually draw a channel on that downtrend. Oops. No. No. Capture price action. So we had this kind of downwards channel here. We broke out of the channel, got our breakout, and now this is the change of character. This is a big deal. So, you know, we've transitioned from down to sideways. So we can take a look at what the sideways trading environment looks like. Open it up to something like that. Sorry if this gets a little messy. Let's actually make this a little less bright. So we're looking at this sort of channel here. We've broken above, held it as support. We're struggling to hold this level right here. Twitter handle not working, YouTube description. Oh yeah, I got to change that. I think it's still People's Trader and it's not. It's the crypto jungle with crypto as is. Thank you for reminding me to change that. Not very active on Twitter, to be honest. Okay, so yeah, we're looking for this area to hold. If Sand can hold this level of right around 45 to 50 cents, ideally getting above 50 cents, I think that would be a really good spot to potentially make an entry on Sand. Sand is an interesting project. There are a ton of NFT products on the Sandbox. Sandbox is just an NFT marketplace, kind of like OpenSea, but they're specifically geared towards in-game assets. The only problem with Sand is they have a ton of NFTs to a ton of games where none of the games actually have a functioning product. None of the games actually work. So be careful with Sandbox. They don't have products, and there are a lot of NFT games out there that have fully functioning products with fully functioning payouts. One project in particular that doesn't actually have a ticker yet that you really should kind of go take a look at is Nine Chronicles. So Nine Chronicles, it's a blockchain game. Go take a look at Nine Chronicles. You can't buy it anywhere. It's literally like grassroots, like in-game assets only right now, with blockchain as a settlement layer inside of the game. If it's using the blockchain, eventually I would not be surprised to see the in-game assets show up, the in-game tokens show up on Uniswap, but it's not there yet. So if you want early access, that would be my recommendation. Check out Nine Chronicles. Another one that's looking not too shabby is CHR. Now we're failing to hold my key support level that I was looking at, but this is a kind of an interesting project. They're kind of one of those catch-all blockchains, or they're selling themselves as a catch-all blockchain, but its consolidation looks not too bad. I actually like its accumulation here. It's a little short. It's a little short of an accumulation, so you know, this move right here was met with a ton of supply for anybody who is holding the CHR token. There's a lot of people willing to sell this token at this price, but you know, needless to say, this is still classified as a sign of strength. Actually, let's get rid of all these drawings here. Let's just draw the Wyckoff range here. I would absolutely consider this to be a sign of strength. Here's our seller's climax. Drag that across, open it up. Boom. So we got our sign of strength. We're looking for a retracement to hold as a support for our LPS, our last point of support. If you guys are wanting to learn the Wyckoff method, you have two options. Go and Google it, get some PDFs, or well, I guess you have three options. Go Google it, get some PDFs, or join the free side of the Discord. Links are pinned in the comments section if you are on YouTube. It is also pinned in the About Me section if you are on Twitch. Or you can join VIP and we can teach it. You can take the Wyckoff training course in the Traders Academy. We can get you up to speed on the method, because it is a very nice way for you to be able to spot a trend change in the market. Triangle traders, pattern traders, all of those types of momentum traders, they end up buying a lot of false signals. Whereas, you know, Wyckoff keeps you patient. Wyckoff keeps you, you know, level-headed and waiting for a true trend to change. So if you're struggling with the patience side of it, give Wyckoff a try. It's really going to help. And it doesn't have to be trading through us. Just give Wyckoff a try. So yeah, what we're looking for, we need to see support hold in this area. Now, all of this comes with the caveat back to Bitcoin. You know, if Bitcoin fails to hold this support level, we're in trouble. We're in trouble if we can't hold this support level. But if this support level is held and we get to rally even up to the midway point of this consolidation, that's going to give permission for a lot of altcoins to see some nice price appreciation, because the altcoins are just healthier. they're just doing better, especially in the spaces that have fundamental adoption, like the DeFi sector and the NFT sector. Currently, those two are seeing a lot of love, both from the fundamental and adoption side and just the potential setups that we're seeing. So if Bitcoin can behave, if Bitcoin can kind of hold ground here, then I would anticipate that we can, see a little bit of love in those sectors. But if Bitcoin starts to break down, the entire market starts to. Do realize that trading right now, especially being a short-term trader to the long side, one of the riskier plays that you're taking. What price points do you see ETH if Bitcoin goes below 30K, maybe even below 24K? So Ethereum, yeah, let's take a look at Ethereum actually. Same sort of idea, I look at the structure and I look at the areas of the breakouts, and those areas of the breakouts during the bull run are going to be those areas of support in the retracements. So let's go to Ethereum USD on FTX, best exchange, and let's just back it up here. So, a couple areas, when looking at the macro, where's the biggest breakout? Where was the biggest change of bullish structure? Right here is the biggest change. This was the biggest breakout down here at around $700. So seems absolutely insane for you to be looking at $700 as a price level, but ever since $700, we did not build the best support levels. We did not build the best support levels. If we see a $700 Ethereum, I'm selling fucking everything. You won't even see this channel anymore because I'm going to be selling all my camera equipment and computers to buy fucking Ethereum. But yeah, I am definitely an Ethereum bull. Another level that I'm paying attention to is kind of this area right here, which is a lot more of an achievable level, somewhere around $1,200 to $1,400. But in between these two levels is a massive gap with not a lot of support that has been built. As bullish as I am on Ethereum, its price structure is one of the more fragile price structures that we have. And that's really unfortunate because, it's going to scare a lot of people away from Ethereum, and it may even slow the adoption curve of Ethereum. But yeah, so those are kind of the levels I'm looking at. We're looking at 1,400 to 1,200, and then below that, we're looking at 800 to 600. So it's not pretty. But it is what it is. I think if we got a breakdown on Bitcoin to around $25,000, like you were saying, we would be looking somewhere in this area. If we break down in Bitcoin towards the $20,000 to $16,000 range, then we'd be looking at this. Eric Ether, right there with you. Yeah, Ethereum is just leagues above best. It really, truly is. And I really do piss off a lot of people on this channel with my bull-headed Ethereum-ness. But guys, it's the one with all the adoption. So from a fundamental standpoint, I am definitely in it. Okay, I think that's it. That's all that I wanted to cover here. So that's all the time I've got for today. If you guys enjoyed this content, please leave it a like. Don't forget to subscribe. If there are any projects that you want me to take a closer look at, please bring them to my attention down in the comments section down below. And until next time, please keep it safe. Jungle out.